Good evening, race fans. Welcome to round 2 of the Friday night doubleheader right here on LSRTV. I'm Andy Kessler. Joining me tonight in the booth is Brett Wheeler and also Jared Haggerty. And getting all those pretty pictures you see to you is the one, the only, Miss Laura Lawson. Tonight, the I Super Speedway Series.com Racing Series is here tonight at Talladega, Alabama for 250 miles. The stars fell on Alabama, 250 right here, 94 laps. Jared, we're in for quite a feat. We got such a huge field here tonight.
Yeah, man, this is going to be a really, really good race. We have 39 cars ready to go, 94 laps, and, I mean, this is going to be one for the books here.
Oh, it absolutely is. But first, we're going to send it trackside for tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back, everybody, here at Talladega, Alabama for tonight's running of the Stars Fell on Alabama 250 right here on LSR TV. I'm Andy Kessler. Again, joining me tonight is Brett Wheeler and Jared Haggerty. Jared, we're in huge field. 40 cars, 39 to be exact, have come here tonight to run this race. Race number 4 of this season for the iSuperspeedway.com Racing Series. We've seen a great series so far here this season. A lot of great races, a lot of fun times. The 500 a couple weeks ago, but tonight we got a great endurance race of 250 miles here in Talladega. 3-wide racing, maybe some 4-wide racing. That's what we're going to see. But first, let's send it to the starting grid here as we see that Rod Flagg has sit on the pole once again with a 50.617 for the fast time. Just behind him, starting second, will be the number 7 of Rodney Wofford with a 50.621. Starting third will be Seth the Merchant in the 42. The 07 of Derek Walker will start fourth. Fifth will be the 24 of Josh Hanner. The 96 of Chad Keene is going to roll off sixth. Seventh is Frank Busilia. The 71 of Christian Peterson, a winner in Charlotte just moments ago, is going to start 8th. 9th is Chris Passini, and Ray Whitnor is going to start 10th.
All right, starting 11th is going to be the number 77, a newcomer here to the league, Justin Anderson, going to roll off 11th. Number 2, Donnie Garitano is going to roll off 12th. Number 3, Brandon Chaburko, 13th. 79 of Anthony Ankello, 14th. Corey Henry in number 12 is going to roll off 15th. Jay Riot is going to be 16th. Alex Handler, 17th. Jeff Figlin in the number 6 is going to be 18th. Glenn Hedrick, 19th. And Tony Finn is going to round out your top 20.
21st is Mitchell Reeves. Greg Hooks in the 98th, 22nd. 23rd will be Matt Quick. Ramon Evans is 24th. 25th will be Shane McKeechin. 26th is Ryan Pilon. 27th is Dana Osborne. 28th is Kelly Dahl. Paul Servants, 29th. And Dan Harrington's going to start 30th.
Mark Jorgensen Jr., number 88, is going to be 31st. Eugene Vernon, 32nd. Tommy Hall, 33rd. Rod Minton, 34th. Larry Camp, 35th. Ryan Keiss, 36th. Sean Turner, 37th. Daniel Ferguson, 38th. And rounding out the field, the 088 of Kent Conley is going to be 39th. Andy, they're coming around the tri-oval. Take us to the green, bud.
That they are. Pace car now dives to pit road, takes out some grass with it. Rod Flagg's going to lead the field here to the green flag here tonight. Rodney Wofford right to his outside, and the green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Talladega, 250 miles here tonight. We're in for a great show as the field all trying to wind the gears up, get up to speed. It'll take about a lap. But here they go. We already see that bottom line trying to take it to the top side. It's pretty much a battle of lanes here tonight. And right now, the bottom side's winning off of turn 2.
Yeah, that bottom side is doing a really good job. Rod Flagg actually got a really good jump off there, and he's actually getting a good push from the number 42 of Seth the Merchant right there. Seth moves into the second position, leaving his teammate or associate, Rodney Wofford, on the outside there. But right now, they're getting a little bit spread out. You can see about the top 13. They're still there in a pack. But you got these other guys running 2x2 from, it looks like about 15th on back. They're 2x2, and they're going to have to get single file if they want to keep up with this front pack.
Yeah, we'll see that a bunch tonight, a bunch of little groups of cars. We'll see other guys trying to catch up to each other by, like you said, getting single file. They won't do it double file. They definitely have to get single file, as the top two right now off of turn number 2 have separated themselves. The top line getting a little bit more steam now as Rodney Wofford is leading that charge with the 07 and Derek Walker giving him the shove. But right now, that bottom side all stacked up about 20 cars deep with only 5 guys on the outside trying to make it happen.
Yeah, those guys are going to have a really tough time if it's just them. You can see from all the way back to the end, you've got all those guys on the bottom. And in order for those guys on top to get a run, they're going to have the help to get up there. Right now, you see number 7 of Rodney Wofford. He does not have much help at all. I mean, you have those 4 cars on top, but all you got really is the 07 and Derek Walker, but they don't have that enough cars to be even making a run up here. But right now, you see everybody still running single file as Rod Flagg continues to lead. And right now, and another thing I should mention, you see Rod Flagg with those orange numbers. Now, what that means is he finished in the top 5 from last race. Now, every driver that finishes in the top 5 is going to have those orange numbers, and they're also looking for the I-5 bonus here if they win the race tonight.
That's right. Anyone with those orange numbers has to win the race tonight. So 5 guys have a chance to get that pot, and that just keeps on growing. Last week, of course, Rod Flagg was the highest finisher in that. He finished 3rd, so didn't quite get the win. Came close, but not quite. So that money just keeps on rolling in and making that pot higher and bigger and more money. So it's going to mean that much more to the guy who does finally win it. But right now, Rod Flagg doing everything he can. He's got the right mindset, protect the bottom. That's what you have to do here at Talladega when you do the super speedway racing. And he's got a lot of help from that 42 as Seth the Merchant is now. The top 5 guys have now separated themselves from that top line. But here comes the 24, Josh Hanner. He actually pushed to the outside. Not sure if he got loose right there, but it looks like he went way to the top. Not sure if he's having problems right now, or maybe he's dropping back to help out a teammate.
Now, what happened to Josh Hanner right there, I saw him blink there going through 3, and he's actually continuing to blink there on the top side, having a little bit of connection issues. So really unfortunate for Josh Hanner in the early running of this race, but he should have plenty of time to work it back up to the field as they're going 3 wide to try to avoid him. He has no help, and he's just getting run over. And right now, with him gone, that puts the number 94 into the 3rd spot. And if I were Frank Brasilia, I would try to work with some of these cars to get around, and don't expect Seth the Merchant to stay there for too long either, because he is known for pulling that slingshot move if those guys get around the outside.
Yeah, he is. And you know what? These guys do this week in and week out. The iSuperspeedway.com series. It's all about the speedways. Talladega, Daytona, short races, sprints. It's all about this. These guys know how each other races. They know what to expect from each other. but yet there's always that unknown of what's going to happen at a super speedway, because it doesn't take much to cause a big wreck. We saw a big wreck just a little while ago at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It almost had a resemblance of a crash here at Talladega. It can happen in a hurry. It can happen rather quickly, and it doesn't take much. A lot of air turbulences around all these cars right now. And you can see them actually going through the corners, a little wobbly, a little shaky. And all that is that's just the air around them, making the cars loose, as we get a little battle now going for the lead on the high side as Frank Busilia pops out of line, and he's got Chris Passini giving him a push.
Yeah, but unfortunately they have no help other than those two cars on the top side. And he actually gets a little bit of contact. Chris Passini gets a little bit of contact with the 87 there. Ray Rittenauer the second. And right now, those guys, here comes the slingshot move by Seth the Merchant. Here he goes to the lead, down the backstretch. It's going to be Seth the Merchant to the point, going into 3.
A power move right there by the 42 car. Timed it just perfectly to jump out in front of the 94 Frank Busilia. That gave him the advantage. That left Rod Flag without anybody helping him. He backs off. Not by choice, but he backs off. Gives Seth the Merchant the lead right now. Now Seth the Merchant is going to try to pull this bottom line around a few times, get some laps led. The all-important bonus points that these guys race for week in and week out. You got to get them. You might as well get them now. Typically in these long races, though, Brett, when you're doing these long endurance races at a super speedway, it tends to be a lot of riding around, a lot of just trying to log some laps, stay out of trouble. As we look at the field now, checking up on the back straightaway, is that high side now getting a huge run, and Rod Flag looking like he's trying to take the lead, but he's not going to get. Oh, he does. He just sneaks right down in front of Seth the Merchant. That was close right there. But like I was saying, Brett, these guys, they want to race, and when you're racing, you want to be out front, you want to lead. And I've seen it week in and week out with these guys. They don't ride around. They all are going for it 100% all the time. It doesn't matter how many laps are on the board.
Yeah, you're definitely right. They're all here to win races, and they all want to win the race that's going on. And if you're not winning, you're not doing yourself proud. So, as you said, these guys are here to win, and if that middle line can get going, it's pretty even here on such a big track. As long as you can get the draft, you can get the side draft from the guys on the inside. You obviously get the guy behind you pushing you. You don't want the guy pushing you too much. Otherwise, obviously, we all know what that means. And temperatures get hot, motors get blown, tempers get flared, and we said the 94 Frank Busilia, he's just dropped back down to about 4th or 5th spot now. But the race leader is the number 26 of Rod Flag, and back there in second is the 42 of Seth the Merchant.
That's right, we had a little 3 wide action going on back around the 10th spot there with Brandon Chaburko. He was right involved with it. The 07 of Derek Walker, some 3 wide action already going on. But 2 wides is thing, and I notice a lot too with these super speedway races, that high line can get some momentum, that can get the push. Typically 1 car, maybe 2 can get out ahead of that leader and drop down in front of them. But it's real tough it seems like the bottom line, they're just able to stick on each other's bumpers a lot easier than that high side.
Yeah, they're definitely able to stick to each other's bumpers on the low side a lot easier. I mean, you have that line. It's obviously going to be the fastest line around the track. And these guys, they really, at this point in the race, they just need to ride around and save their car for the end. Because right now, if you blow your fast reset, that's it. You have only 1 reset in this league. And if you blow that early and you get involved in a wreck, your night is pretty much done. But as you see right here on the outside, another person coming into play that we haven't really talked about tonight is going to be the number 12 of Corey Henry. He's running there in 5th, right behind the 77 of Justin Anderson. He started 15th, and he has shown that the draft here and how you can make it work to your advantage is you can work your way up to the field very easily.
Yep, and in the past races I've been in and things like that, if you stick on that bottom, whether you're 10th, 12th, guys are going to move out. Just like we see the 12 right now, Corey Henry moved to that high side, trying to get Frank Busilia to get up on his back bumper. That high side starting to form a little bit of a line now with about 5 cars and with more to come in here, about mid-pack back. That high side is really starting to gain some players right now as they come off of turn 2 again, completing, as we're working lap number 12 here, early on, 94 laps in this race, 250 miles here at Talladega. And we talk about all the time, getting out there, getting that line bunched up, and getting the momentum going. It's so hard to do when you're trying to get 10 guys that are all different styles of driving, all different. Everybody wants to lead, so they all want to get to the front. Everybody's got a different game plan, and it's hard to get a big group of guys to get in the same rhythm, the same idea in their head to maybe make that high side work. So it takes a lot to get it going, but as we can see right there, they stalled out there, and Rod Flag continues to get a lead this thing off of turn 2.
Flag doing a great job out in front. You see Henry and Basilia just falling back from the leaders there as they go down into turn number 3 now. And Basilia and Henry, they really had a run those last couple of laps. But as I said before, little guys pushing and beating the draft. Their motors get hot very, very quickly, and you can't start there for too long. And that's why the bottom side at the moment is just being all occupied by a lot of the drivers. Oh, we got
trouble!
Oh, race leader, Divergent. And we got about 4, 5, 6.
Big wreck! Oh my goodness, Rod Flag gets turned by the number 42, a Seth the Merchant, through the tri-oval, and just absolutely takes out the entire field. That's what we were talking about just a few minutes ago. If you use your reset early, it's going to probably cost you, and it's going to cost a lot of drivers some big implications. And we get the replay going up. Andy, what did you see from that, your perspective?
Yeah, that was just battling for some real estate that wasn't quite there. A guy gets, as we see, Rod Flag gets a little, I'm not sure if he got loose or just kind of moves up the track just a little bit, kind of leaves that bottom side open. DeMerchant's got to run, so he aims that car right for that bottom side and closes in a hurry, and we have mayhem and shrapnel and carnage everywhere here going down into turn number 1 on that huge runoff there. So a few guys having some it's very bad when you get a wreck right in the front of the field, because there is no place to go when you're running 200 miles an hour in a big large pack like we are here at Talladega. It's just there is nowhere to go. So like you said about the resets, there's a lot of guys using their resets, even toes right now. So there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to fall some laps down here as the field catches the pace car on the backstretch. So tough break for a bunch of guys right there. Rod Flag leading this thing, been leading most of the race between him and Seth the Merchant. So yeah, big to do right now with these guys. A big wreck. A lot of guys having some issues. A lot of guys trying to just keep up with the field right now on the pace laps. As we're going to go on board with, we're going to go on board right now with Larry Camp. Another view of the wreck. He was able to make it through all that, and man, what a job driving. It just shows you how quickly things change and how quickly the holes close on you, and that's exactly what happened to Seth the Merchant right there. Had the opportunity, saw the opening, went for it because he had the run, and it closed too quickly and no time to react.
Yeah, that took out a whole lot of really good cars too, and I feel bad for a lot of them, but then again, I don't feel so bad because it's going to give those guys who are running in the back a chance to really compete for this race now. Like some of the people we haven't seen up there, maybe people such as Paul Servant, Alex Handler, one of the rookies. You might get to see those people who are running in the back actually being able to compete for the lead now.
Change things up, definitely. Obviously, still early on here. Working lap number 16 here on the board. A lot of guys possibly staying out. We see a couple up there in the front right now. Looks like the 71. Yeah, Christian Peterson. He's on the tail end of the lead lap. He's actually going to get waved around the pace car here. But right now, showing our leader is Dana Osborne. He finished third in the truck race about an hour ago. So now here he is in the Cup car. Totally different style of race, different track, different car. And he is going to have a chance to lead this thing here. We're going to have to let things cycle around here, though, as far as the scoring loops to figure out who is where other than Dana Osborne. And that the start-finish line is actually, we talk about the start-finish line being not in the tri-oval like it is at Daytona, so that extra bit of racing room to the start-finish line always comes into play here later on. I'm going to take a short break. We'll come back. We'll get right back at it here at Talladega with some more action. For now, this is the iSuperspeedway.com series, and we will be right back right after this.
Did you know that Lion's sense of vision is so powerful, it actually enables nearby creatures to see better? Here we see lions assisting the offspring of others, while their parents are elsewhere in the wild. Brilliant, isn't it? Making the wild kingdom look much better indeed. Do good, be a lion.
in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's going to be at the stripe, dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
We're back live here at Talladega Super Speedway for the Stars Fell on Alabama 250. The green flag was gonna wave, but the yellows come out again. Let the field get situated and line back up properly. Not quite everybody where they needed to be right there, so we'll give them one more lap to get it done here. Dana Osborne is your leader. Dan Harrington sits second. Matt Quick is third. Fourth is Seth the Merchant, and Justin Anderson rounds out the top five. Three guys in the top five there, gentlemen, that started way in the back, and they're going to use this first caution and the issues that everyone else had to their advantage to get some track position.
Yeah, this is going to be a real advantage to those guys. Dana Osborne, who finished third in the truck race, started 27th here. I thought he would have actually started a lot higher than that, but he's actually going to be starting in the lead. Dan Harrington, another person we hardly ever talk about in that number 82 car, he is going to be starting second, and a rookie to this series, Matt Quick, in the number 89 car, is going to be starting third. Now, Matt Quick, he's actually impressed me so far this season. Being a rookie coming in is not usually an easy thing, but Matt Quick has actually proven that he is able to run with these big boys up here with the likes of Seth the Merchant, Rodney Wofford, Jason Altman's up there on the outside. And Jason Altman's another person we haven't talked about tonight. He is our onboard driver. You'll be seeing pictures of him driving in his sim throughout the night. And Jason, if you're watching, we wish you the best of luck. And we're about to go green back here, Andy.
That's right, we are. Pace car bringing the field off of turn number 4 right now. Dan Osborne, Dan Harrington on the front row. A couple guys started in the back, along with Matt Quick there. Talked about him, a rookie. Had a pretty decent race going on the trucks just a little while ago, but then ran into some bad luck, had some issues. But all these guys looking for a good run here tonight, and what a better way to do it than up front. Pace car's off, green flag waiting to come back into the air. Dana Osborne getting ready to get the field. Green flag is in the air. Dana Osborne is off and running with a good jump on that bottom side. Now it's going to be how quickly Matt Quick can actually get to his bumper. He's going to get there now. Now it's going to be a drag race between the top lane and the bottom lane. Who can come off of turn number 2 with the lead as we got a little 3 wide action going on. Just a little bit behind those guys around that 10th spot. Just on the outside there. One car all by himself. He's going to drop like a rock right now. Unfortunately for him, and that looks like it's Flannery, but Oh, Henry, excuse me, Corey Henry in the 12th car. I should have known that, recognized that paint scheme, but here we go, the bottom side making it happen right now off of turn number 4. Top 2 guys have pulled themselves away. Now it's a battle for third, and they're side by side down the front stretch.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Seth the Merchant wasn't able to push him to the lead, but actually, as he came by there past the start-finish line, I got a good look at his car. He actually did not go in and get his damage repaired. He actually has a little bit of right rear damage on his car. So, but other than that, his car looks actually fairly clean, and I really think he'll be able to help push Dan Harrington, as they finally have help from the likes of Jason Altman's and the 94 of Frank Busilia here. But Dana Osborne, I don't think he's going to give that lead up lightly. He's been wanting to win one of these races for so long. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Dana Osborne has been trying to win one of these for about the past 5 or 6 seasons, and he gets real close, just can't ever pull it off, and maybe he'll be able to pull it off tonight. You never know.
Never know, but we got tons and tons of time to go. 74 laps still to go here tonight. Dana Osborne, your leader, off of through turn number 1 and 2. He's going to bring the field right now at the top 6, 7, 8, all 15 guys right now, single file. As we get a little bit of action now on the high side. Looks like the 96 of Chad Keene, who's getting some help from the 7 of Rodney Wofford. Wofford decides to step back in line. That's going to leave Keene all by himself on the high side. Definitely not what you want here. He's trying to get some side draft action, but that's not going to happen either. Might keep him up there a little bit, but that bottom line's still going to prevail off forward.
Yeah, you really need to make some friends early on in this race, and otherwise, come late in the race, if you need someone to push it to the outside, push it for the win. You don't make any friends early on, they're not going to return the favour. So the 7 of Rodney Wofford left the 96 of Chad Keene out the drive, and Keene now falls back in line, back there in 4th spot. And it looks like he wants to make a move to the outside again, but Wofford, he just doesn't want to go to the outside. He knows that it's a little bit slower right now, and all the guys right on the bottom side.
Well, you see now all these guys, they're going to be getting lined up here. I think after that big wreck, nobody wants to risk using that second reset at all. I mean, once you use that, you're pretty much done. And that's pretty much what's broken up this field. You see, you've got about maybe the top 15, 16 cars there, and then they get broken up all the way back to about the it's number 28, the Dollar General car of Shane McKeechin. And then a little further back there, at the tail end of that, you've got the number 10 of Ryan Keiss leading the pack of about 3 or 4. And then right behind that, you see Christian Peterson all alone. And then you just have about the rest of the field behind him. So it's starting to get really broken up here, as none of these guys want to risk using that final. Oh, I got word. We got a new leader, Brett. Who'd you see there?
Yeah, Matt Quick in the 89 got pushed by Justin Anderson in the 77. They went straight around Dana Osborne in the number 8 car. So Matt Quick, along with Justin Anderson, is your new race leader.
Yep, 2 rookies leading this field right now. Actually, well, yeah, 2 rookies, and then Dana Osborne in the 8. Yep, just got freight train. A couple guys get a good run on that outside. That's exactly what we see here at this, almost a slingshot move to the outside by a couple of cars, and they can make it happen. Now Osborne looking to the outside, hoping somebody will come with him. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Unfortunately for him, though, he left the inside open. Here comes Wofford. Wofford's going to take that spot away, and here comes the 96's lap traffic now ahead of these guys, way up on the high side there. Looks like he's going to be able to stay up there and out of the way of everybody. But that 8 of Dana Osborne leading this thing, now he's getting freight trained by that bottom side. Not going to be able to get anything done. Hopefully be able to drop in line right behind Frank Busilia, but the 85 is closing up quick. That's Paul Servant in the Oreo machine. He's closing that gap real quickly, but it looks like Osborne's going to be able to get back in there.
Yeah, the commentator's curse strikes again. Unfortunately, Osborne had no help there, as he just tried to make a move, and I mean, that's just the risk you got to take here sometimes. I mean, if you want to move up to the field, you got to take that risk sometimes and pray those guys behind you are going to make a move with you. As you see the 51 right now, he's trying to take a look to the outside, but Frank Busilia is not having any of it. He wants to stay there on the bottom and ride around a little bit more. So I mean, these guys are really going to have to start planning their moves for that next pit stop coming up. Because if we stay green, it's going to mix this field up a lot, and we're going to see a whole bunch of different pit strategies. Because I'm pretty sure there were some people that didn't pit on that last pit stop, or that last round of pit stop. That's correct, but you never know. Pit strategy is going to come into play here, I think, later in this race.
That it could, and we talk about pit strategy all the time and pit stops all the time. And one of the big things in Talladega, Daytona, either one of the super speedways, is getting on to pit road safely, and usually in a group of cars. We got a battle for the lead right now. Wadley Lawford jumped out to that high side. He's getting a lot of help on that high side, getting a big push on the front straightaway from the 96 of Chad Keene. They're going to clear the leaders if they want to drop down that high side. Lots of momentum. The bottom side kind of got broken up for the time being here, and it looks like the 82 of Dan Harrington was hanging out there on the top side. He has been since the restart, and now he's getting some help. He's made his way back up to third. To 4 cars now on the top side. It was 6. They were able to make it happen with 6 cars, but now the bottom side gets bunched back up here. Top side getting a big push now. Here comes the 98 Greg Hooks. He's trying to make it happen with Harrington into 3.
Look at Dan Harrington come. We never I don't think ever since I've seen him in the series I've seen him in the lead, but I'm glad to see him up here now as the number 98 of Greg Hooks, and the Big City Motorsports car is going to be pushing Dan Harrington to the lead through the tri-oval. Dan Harrington is your new leader on lap 28.
He's going to lead that lap right there. He can get down. It looks like he has enough room to clear. Not now as the hole closes on the high side. He decides to stay on the high side with Hooks. And what a, most guys drop to the bottom and you leave your partner. But hey, you're trying to make friends out here, like Brett said just a moment ago. And you got to. Oh, now just when I say that, he drops down away from him. There's a lot of the front side.
Now that's a commentator's curse.
Yeah, exactly right. Worst thing. No, I'm not even gonna say it. Anyways,
oh yeah,
Harrington,
come on, you can say it.
No, I won't. Harrington, all these guys would be mad at me because they've already used the reset. Harrington down to the lead. Let that lap. He goes to the bottom side. He's going to lead another lap here. Greg Hooks leads the train on the outside here. So between lap number 28 in the books, 29 on the board. Here they come back into turn 1 and 2. Side by side. That's for second.
Yeah, and Hooks there on the outside, he gave a really good push to Harrington. I've actually been impressed with Hooks all throughout when he's been running in the series. Hooks is one of those guys that is usually really quiet, but for some reason the last few 2 seasons that we've done the chase, he's always managed to find his way in. And Hooks, I mean, he's an underdog, but he's always very consistent in his points. And even though he wasn't able to score a win last season, seasons before he actually finished second in the championships, so it's really going to be interesting to see how he can make his way up to the front here, as he's got some big help from the 51 of Jason Altman's there. But right now, unfortunately, they've got no more help. You've got 7 cars there on the bottom, and those 2 cars are going to have a lot of trouble just even making headway to get up to the front there. I know they're both really good drivers. As Dan Harrington tries to pull a block, and he almost gets split and tried to leave that bottom up for the 7 of Rodney Walford. Shut the door real quickly, and Hooks is actually going to take advantage of that and be pushed up to the lead. They're going to be battling for the lead coming out of 4.
That they are, but not for long. Here comes the high side now with Hooks. They got the momentum. The 51 of Jay Riot giving a big push. Frank Busilia there for moral support now on that high side, as we have a new leader. Greg Hooks is going to lead that lap, take that from Dan Harrington. He's going to give that position, he's going to drop down now in front of Dan Harrington and now take the outright position for the lead. Harrington now looking to go back to the top side. Not going to happen. Jay Riot closes the door. Lap traffic now on the high side. That's the 8 machine and the 85. I believe they just came off of pit road, if I'm not mistaken. I believe a couple of those guys just made a pit stop, green flag pit stop. They had to because they had stayed out. Look for some more of these guys. There was about 3 or 4 that stayed out. I expect to see them here in the next few laps. Also here is now the 51 of Jay Riot actually stuck on the high side by himself, except for here comes Seth the Merchant trying to mix it up again on the high side.
I'm sorry, I gotta correct you here, Andy. Jay Riot. For some reason, Jason Altman's for some reason uses the name Jay Riot a lot.
Oh.
So it's actually Jason Altman's in the number 51 there. So, I mean, I'm sure he's gonna probably be correcting you here after this and getting on you. But right now, you actually see these guys. They've actually started to catch this pack. Now you look back at the 24 there, he started way back in the pack there after he had initially lost that lead draft earlier for connection issues, but him and the number 10 of Ryan Keiss have actually worked their way back up through the field, and Hanner is actually running 15th, it looks like right now. So, I mean, just because you get in a little bit of trouble at the beginning of the race doesn't mean that's necessarily the end of the day for you, as you see these guys are working well together and just trying to make headway up towards the front as they come off of 2. Greg Hook's still leading, and Dan Harrington actually going to get left out to dry. Rodney Wofford just powers to the bottom and takes that second position away from Harrington. Harrington slid up a little bit off of 2, and that comes with that new dynamic track. The bottom, I guess, getting a little loose. Brett, did you see him slide up there or get loose?
No, I was just trying to go through the pack and see who was running where, and man, I tell you, Dan Harrington went from second. He's going to fall back to about 8th, 9th spot right now. So, and it looks like he's going to even fall back even further unless someone can get up on the top side and push him. But it looks like he's losing 10, maybe more spots. So Dan Harrington in the number 82, he's got some work to do as he now cuts down to the bottom, cuts to 41. Of Ryan Pyland off, so he now gets down to the bottom side of the speedway.
Pyland did the wise thing there, just let him come down, burp the throttle just a bit. High side now, the 10. We just talked about Ryan Keiss and Josh Hanner working together to work themselves back up through the field here after connection issues. Well, here they are on the high side now. They're going to try to make that work, just a 2-car tandem. They'll probably make a little bit of ground up here as 41 of Pyland's actually separated himself from the field for the moment. Probably will get back up there as Greg Hooks continues to lead here on lap number 35. We're going to step away for a quick little break. We're about a third of the way through this thing. The Stars Fell in Alabama 250. This is the iSuperspeedway.com racing series right here live on LSRTV.
Did you know the lion's sense of vision is so powerful, it actually enables nearby creatures to see better? Here we see lions assisting the offspring of others, while their parents are elsewhere in the wild. Brilliant, isn't it? Making the wild kingdom look much better indeed. Do good, be a lion.
Trucking has always been a part of me. It started years ago when my dad and granddad were hauling vegetables to market in Liverpool. The family immigrated to Canada in the late 60s and settled near Alliston, Ontario. I bought my first truck in 1982 and Mercer Trucking was born. Today, Mercer Trucking has over 50 trucks in terminals in Toronto and Los Angeles. Our storage facilities at both terminals can handle any size of distribution needs throughout North America. We service the continental U.S., including Hawaii and Alaska. We run over 120,000 miles per month and some of the best equipment on the road today. We specialize in less than truckload shipments, show freight, We do rush team service deliveries and haul your refrigerated or heated product. Our regular team service from Canada to California is second to none, and our staff and drivers are among the best in the business. I'm proud of our people and what they can achieve. Trucking is in my blood, it's my livelihood, and it's what I do best.
Welcome back here to Talladega, Alabama, the iSuperspeedway.com racing series for the Stars Fell on Alabama 250. We're here at Talladega, 94 laps, 250 miles as the field gets all kind of
Trouble! The 02 of Mitchell Reeves. They got a little bit loose off of 2 there. No, they didn't. Well, yes, they did actually. The 02 of Mitchell Reeves got really loose up there. He went to the high side, and with those new dynamic track rules, got really, I guess, into the marbles as he hit the wall and then just got loose. And from there, it was just a pileup. Alex, I couldn't tell who hit. It looks like he hit another car, and then the 26, Rod Flagg, lead organizer, got into it as well.
Huge wreck by the 02 brings out another caution here at Talladega Superspeedway, as it is lap number 40 right now, as we're going to give you a rundown of our order once these drivers get to them. But I expect a few pit stops right now to come in as they come into turn number 3.
Yeah, I was looking at that replay again. 02 just got really tight there off of 2. And then from there, he just hit the wall. He collected the number 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. Unfortunately, one of those Hamrick cars not having the best luck today. And also collected the number 26, League Administrator Rod Flagg. And it was only about a 3-car wreck there, not too big. But these guys, I think, were desperate for some fuel here as they were coming up on pit stops here. Andy, who do you think is going to be doing with, or what do you think is going to be happening with pit strategy here? Or Brett, I think Andy's away. What do you think here?
Yeah, I think let's just sit there to get something to eat. And I see a few guys staying out, but I think they might be a lap down. But obviously 4 tyres and some fuel as well. So we're going to see if the 42, Seth the Merchant gets that. It looks like Seth the Merchant missed his pit stall. He drove a little bit too far. We're going to see if he gets that right rear, the right rear damage fix on that race car, or whether he's going to stay to see the crew just getting the left side of the car up right now. As he's no, I'm not going to fix that damage just yet. And he's going to come back out and he's just going to beat the 3. Seth the Merchant in the 42 is really sideways right now.
Yeah, and who got the best pit stop? That was that number 28 of Shane McEachin. I believe it was only a gas and go for McEachin, either that or 2 tires or something. Because no, it actually wasn't. I'm sorry about that. McEachin missed his pit stall and got out before everybody else. But it was the number 98 of Greg Hooks going to beat everybody off pit road. And right after that, 7 of Rodney Walford, the 51 of Jason Altman's 94.02. The 89, and followed by the 2 of Donnie Garetano. So, I mean, this field is getting really jumbled up here, I mean, with all these cars. And right now, Shane McEachin is in the lead, but because he misses pit stall, that's going to throw a real monkey wrench into this order.
Yeah, definitely. And you just wonder if he's going to go back in there and try again. But Seth the Merchant overcooked these pit stalls as well. He drove probably out a front bumper bar length off over driving as well. So, 2 crucial mistakes that can cost you late in the race as well. So we're going to see if the 28 of Shane McEachin goes back, or he's going to stay out as well. So we're going to give a full rundown as the guys just getting their wave round laps to get back on the lead lap right now, as we wait for the drivers to go past the start finish line, and then we'll do a rundown of your order right now, and it is going to be Shane McEachin who will be leading the pack. Greg Hooks in the number 98 is going to be second. Rodney Walford will be back there in 3rd position. In 4th is going to be Jay Ryan. 5th is going to be Frank Basilia. 6 is going to be Matt Quick in the number 89. Donnie Girantano.
Giratano.
7th, that'll do. 8th is going to be Dan Harrington. Chad Keane 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is going to be Alex Hallinar.
Number 42 is Seth the Merchant is going to be scored 11th. Number 3, Chubb Hart. Brandon Chaburko is going to be 12th. And number 10, Ryan Keiss is going to be 13th. Josh Hanner, the DuPont Chevrolet, is going to be 14th. Ryan Pylan 15th. 33, Larry Camp 16th. Corey Henry 17th. Tony Finn 18th. Chris Bassini 19th. Rounding out the top 20, Mitchell Reeves.
In 21st is going to be Ray Retina, and 22nd is going to be Derek Walker. Glenn Hedrick will be in position number 23. 24 is going to be Dana Osborne. Paul 7 will be 25th. 26 is going to go to Chris Peterson. Daniel Ferguson will be back there in 27. 28 is being a lap down. It's going to be Mark Jorgensen Jr. in the 88. Eugene Vernon will be in 29th, and Raymond Evans will be the 30th car.
Sean, running out the field is going to be Sean Turner, Anthony Ankello, Jeff Biglin, Justin Anderson, Kelly Dahl, Rod Mitten, Kent Conley, Rod Flagg, and Tommy Hall are going to be rounding out your field. And Brett, these guys, I mean, many of them have now used 2 resets, one of them being Rod Flagg. Unfortunately, he will be able to get some repairs done, but that car is going to be nowhere in any way competitive for the rest of this race. So a lot of guys, I mean, we have seen how important that reset is to hold it off to the end, and it just goes to show how important it is to save your car throughout the race.
Yeah, you're definitely wrong. And big news that I've just seen, the 28 of Shane McEachin just going back into the pit entrance and a late pit stop as well. So that's going to bump the order up. So Greg Hooks is going to be your race leader here on lap number 43, I think it is.
Yeah, they're going to be coming to actually lap 42 here. Right now, Greg Hooks, yeah, he's going to be leading this. Rodney Walford there on the outside. How about the number 2 of Donnie Garatano? We hadn't talked about him all day. He's going to be starting up there 6th, and he's actually had a pretty solid run all night. He's been really quiet. He was there towards the back at the beginning of the race, but he's actually worked his way up here now into the top 10. So it's going to be really interesting to see some of these guys coming up here again. I mean, a lot of these people, like the number 64 of Alex Handler, we hadn't talked about him. He's one of the rookies who started this season. Hadn't really talked about him a lot this year either, but he has worked his way all the way up from 17th position, and he's going to be starting 9th this time there on the bottom, which is actually going to be the best place to be as we come around heading off into 3, Brett. What do you expect from this restart?
I expect a lot of the guys from the top to try and get a push to get around the guys on the bottom side. We just don't know if that's going to work early on when these guys have fresh tyres. So expect a lot of the guys to try and move to the bottom as well. So we're just going to see if Andy is back or not. So I'm not sure if he's back, but it looks like we are going to go green this time by. So it is going to be the number 98 of Greg Hooks who will lead us to the green flag. Rodney Walford on the outside in that number 7 machine. Then we go to the 51 back there in 3rd, Solomons, and the 94 of Ray Basilia as we are waiting for the green. The green is out, and we are back underway here at Talladega.
Yep. Yeah, they're back under green here. Number 98 of Greg Hooks is going to lead him down into turn number 1. Rodney Walford, though, fighting there on the outside. At the 94, Frank Basilia is going to give him a pretty big push here. And here comes Rodney Walford's teammate, number 2, of Donnie Garatano. The former Wicked guys are going to be working together here as they go down the backstretch. Greg Hooks continues to hold strong there on the bottom as that it's looking like for the first time tonight the top lane is going to get the advantage here. But as soon as I say that, here comes the bottom side. Greg Hooks goes back to the lead here off of 4. Jason Altman gets a really good push, and right now you see these other guys starting to battle back. Some guys on the apron. That's the number 41 of Ryan Pylan. He got a little squirrely there coming off of 4 as they're going to be 2 by 2 all the way back. It looks throughout this pack about 20 cars deep. And Brett, this is getting really hairy. Should they be running this hard, like with only about halfway to go here?
You know, they're doing the best they can. They all want to get to the front, and they all want to get to the bottom as well. So it's they're doing everything they can right now. As we said, the 94 Frank Basilia, he's going to fit back into the bottom side. He's going to leave Wolford up to hang out high and dry.
Yeah, Wofford unfortunately going to be left out the drive. He's going to find a spot in line there behind Frank Basilia, and I mean, these guys are just running really, really hard. And, oh, Donnie Garitano is going to take a spot here away from the 89 of Matt Quick. Matt Quick did not get back down in line there, and it wasn't his time there. I guess Matt Quick just he drifted up the track there. Again, I don't know if it was that new dynamic track scheme, but overall, these guys are running really good.
Yeah, the 96 of Chad Keane just getting a little bit loose there. On the exit of turn number 2, as the Merchant, he's going to pull along the outside and push the number 2 car of Donnie Garitano, and we're going to see the Merchant trying to go to the outside around the number 3 of Brandon Chaburko. As Chaburko, he's just holding his line on the water as he did in the last truck race. I tell you what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. 10 guys run on the bottom side, just 2 guys run on the middle part. As the Merchant now, he's going to fall back in line and go single file, but it's going to be Keane who's going to go to the outside and take the Merchant, and Keane are going to swap positions.
Yeah, Keane, I don't think he expected the Merchant to go down there. I think he was expecting the Merchant to actually come up and help him, but it was just the opposite, and Keane is actually going to be falling back here, way back, and the closest person to him on the outside is going to be the 78 of Tony Finn. Finn, another one of those guys we don't talk about that much, but they're actually running 3 wide there back in the pack. And these guys, I really think they need to be a little bit more conservative. Running 3 wide is not how you're going to be able to get to the front here. Yes, it is a good strategy for the end of the race maybe, but I really don't think at the beginning of the race or beginning of this run it should be their priority. As they continue to run 3 wide around this track, Ryan Keiss in that pack along with Josh Hanner, a person who was up in the front earlier in this race, but right now the number 98 of Greg Hooks continues to lead, being pushed there by the number 51 of Jason Altman's 94, Frank Basilia in third, 7 of Rodney Walfer in fourth, and rounding out your top 5 is going to be that 82 of Dan Harrington, as 3 of Drennan Chaburko actually is going to steal 6 from that number 64, the rookie of Alex Handler, and he's just showing his veteran moves there. And I believe that Alex was not expecting Chubbs to go right there, but Chubbs has proved time and time again he'll stick his car where it doesn't belong.
That's right. We've seen that accident. All right. We're back.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. You're back.
I don't know if I kicked the plug or what we did, but I'm sitting here talking to myself apparently. But here we go anyway. Yeah, the big battle. Jumps out to that high side. Look at Chaburko. You talk about him sticking his nose where it don't belong, but then at the same time, he always finds that fast way around this place. So now he's got a little bit of help in the front, and starting from all the way in the back, well, not in the back, but halfway through this pack, about 13th, he's made his way up into that top 5 area. So Chaburko doing what he has to do here as we've approached the halfway point and gone past the halfway point. But he's doing what he needs to do to get back up to the front.
Yeah,
Chaburko in that 3, yeah, going.
Yeah, Chaburko is just one of those guys that has always run good every season he's been in here. I mean, he's been with us pretty much since the beginning, and he really knows how to run super speedways. He's one of the only pro drivers here. Unfortunately got suspended a little bit ago, but honestly, it had to be just for a stupid situation from what I understand. But from what I can gather of Chaburko for the past few seasons that I used to run with him, he knows how to make things happen. He knows how to make the car go places. I compare him almost to Dale Sr. a little bit, and knowing where the air is going to be and how the car is going to react with the air as well.
Yeah, hence the number 3 car right there, huh, Brett? But yeah, he does a great job. Every race I've seen him in, he does know what he's doing and finding his way through the pack and which line's going to move the fastest at which point. And he can it's like he's 2 or 3 steps ahead of everybody else when it comes to which lane to pick. And he does a great job with it. But Greg Hook still continuing to lead this thing as Altman is now sitting second, giving him a good push. Basilia just For some reason, that guy loves the outside lane and gets it done here. He won the race last week there on the outside. So Brusilia trying to make the high side work. 51 of well, he jumps out to the outside now. He's going to join that pack. He's going to try to get the push to the lead. Greg Hooks loses his momentum. That's going to put the 51 to the lead now. Brusilia trying to make it happen. Chaburko on his back bumper. Here comes some more help. That's from Seth the Merchant. He's on the outside. He's trying to give it help. That outside line's really picking up some steam.
Definitely Brusilia. He's going to take the lead down the back straight into turn number 3. And he's now going to go to the bottom. And he's going to leave the number 3 of Chaburko out to the all the way up the top. But luckily for him, the 42, Seth the Merchant, is right behind him. But it looks like the Merchant's going to fall back to the middle. So now the 3 has been left behind all by himself. And that's not what he wants to see. Is Chaburko. He's now going to cut down to the bottom. He's going to say, well, you know what? If you're going to go there, I'm going down there as well. I ain't going to be left there high and dry.
Yeah, but what happened there, the big thing, while Chaburko was up there, we had a big checkup throughout the pack. It started with the number 82 of Dan Harrington. He tried to come across the number 41 of Ryan Pilot. Ryan Pilot had to get out of the gas to avoid a big collision there. And that was just a great move by the rookie there, just to know to get out of the gas and just go ahead and let him in. That's what this is. It's a high speed. It's a 200-mile-an-hour game of chess. You got to know when to move your pieces into the right spot. So that was a great. I'm going to call it a veteran move. Even though he's a rookie, that was a veteran move by the 41.
Veteran move, or now we just had a little bit of contact right there between the 64 of Alex Eleanor and the 12 of Corey Henry. Corey Henry, they were able to keep everything straight and in the right spot. Now as the bottom line starts to check it up a little bit, Chaburko jumps to the outside, so does Henry. Henry's going to try to give him a little shove now to get to the outside. Brusilia, he's enjoying this lead. Chaburko just drives that thing right down there. Most guys just kind of guide in there. As the bottom line really checking up, everybody getting loose here. Everybody's going to have to check up.
Trouble, Chris Bassini. Chris Bassini is turned around and he is big chunk. Oh man, that was really unfortunate. He got actually turned by the number 36 of Sean Turner there, but what caused that initially was that the 28 it started with the number 8 getting really loose there. He got help from the number 64, and that checked up the whole field there on the bottom. The 96 checked up, the 28 went up then, and then the 1 was trying to check up, but the 36 didn't even see it, had no time to react, and just plowed into the back of the 1 of Chris Bassini.
They did. As you look at the replay, these things happen almost, hundreds of feet before the accident actually occurs. And this all was taking place on the entrance of turn number 3 before we even got to the exit of turn number 4. And once you get on the apron here, you're talking 33 degrees of banking down to almost nothing and almost a flat racetrack on the bottom. And the cars just get so out of control when you get down there. It's so hard to get them corralled back up and get back up in line. And that's exactly what happened right there. And it's just a chain reaction. When you come to a place like this on something like that, when the car gets down there, these cars behind them are catching up so quick. They all try to move up. You got a guy on your outside. Things get real tight. For such a wide track, things get real tight at that time. But pit road is open. Leaders are back down pit road as we are working lap number 55, about to complete it after they make their pit stops because of the start-finish line. Frank Brusilia is the leader. He's going to come down pit road first to the aid of his crew. A lot of guys, maybe some guys choosing to take no tires, some taking 2 with the new dynamic with the hot asphalt that we do have on that bottom side from everybody running on that. 4 tires is most likely the way to go. We've seen it in the past, though, in past builds where you're going to take no tires, and it looks like he took only 2 tires with Keachin. He's going to be your new race leader here when we get going, but some guys taking a gamble right there. Shane McKeachin, not happy. He started 25th. Kind of been running around mid-pack for the most part tonight, and now he said, hey, this is my chance. I need to get up there. We're over the halfway point. We're in the last stretch of this race. I need to get some track position, stay out of trouble. We'll give a full field rundown right now while we're under caution. We'll do that. I guess we should do it momentarily when iRacing rescores everything here when they get back around to the line. But these guys, when you're talking the tire strategy in the past builds, we noticed you could go a whole race, a full race with no tires and still be up there, still battling for the lead. This new dynamic has definitely changed that.
Yeah, the dynamic tracks have definitely changed the situation. I've only been able to race a few races this past week with the new build, and it really does affect the car, especially on the long run. I mean, you're going to be able to initially get that good grip there on the bottom, but as this race goes on, that it's going to just heat up that bottom lane, and it's going to make those tires really, really slick. And Brett, what have you noticed on the build this week?
Well, I can't actually give you too much information. This is my first time on iRacing in probably 6 to 8 months, so I had to re-download everything on the new computer. I'm just enjoying the racing and be back here calling the action. I'll tell you what, so far we've seen what we've seen last race in the truck race and what we see now here in these cup cars. It's fantastic, and it makes me want to get back into it again.
Well, what I think we should do here is a little tradition that me and Evan had right around halfway. We need to do our picks to win.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes. We have to do our picks to win. And I'm actually going to hand it off to Brett first. Brett, who have you been impressed with so far this race, and who's your pick to win for this race at this point?
With what we're seeing so far in the first 50, 56, 55 laps, anybody can win it. I mean, there's probably about 10 to 12 guys that are capable of winning. So to pick one it's going to be pretty hard. But from when I used to be in the booth quite a while ago, I'm going to have to go with the 42, Seth the Merchant. He has got that right rear damage on that car, but he's still got that reset to go. So I'll pick the 42, Seth the Merchant.
All right, let's go through the full field. Oh, you want me to make a pick, huh?
Yeah, you got to make a pick. We got to do that before we do the rundown, bud.
All right. Listen, this guy's he was a powerhouse last week. He's been showing it this week. He's got speed and he can get it done. I'm gonna go with the 94 now, but I'm gonna say this: if something happens,
you can blame me. You can blame me for that one.
He's gonna be mad at me, and he can blame me, and that's fine. But I'm telling you, if something happens to him, I'm not making any more picks anymore.
No, it's okay, but I'm going to actually have to pick somebody I've been impressed with all throughout this race. I got to pick the number 12 of Corey Henry. He has been up and down throughout this entire race, and he got on the outside. Unfortunately, nobody went with him. He got shoved to the back. And he has worked his way all the way back up again to 4th. So that car he's shown that he knows how to work the air here. And Corey Henry, I am going to pick as my pick. And he's a wild card, but I'm going to choose him as my pick because we're going to go for a full field rundown now. Shane McEachin is going to be leading the race, followed by Rodney Walford, Frank Basilia, Corey Henry. You got Jason Altmans, Ryan Pylan, Greg Hooks, Brandon Traverko, Seth the Merchant, and Chad Keene are going to be rounding out your top 10.
Donnie Giarratano in the 2 cars going to be 11th. 12th is Alex Helenar. Tony Fenn is 13th. 14th is Dana Osborne. 15th is Paul Servant. 16th is Derek Walker. Daniel Ferguson is 17th. 18th is Eugene Vernon. Larry Camp is 19th, and Dan Harrington is 20th.
In the 71 is Christian Peterson in the 21st spot. In 22nd is going to be Raymond Evans and Matt Quick in the 89 in 23rd. In 24th, it's going to be Ray Ratena. In 25th, Josh Hanna in the number 24. 26th is going to be Mitchell Reeves. Justin Anderson will be 27th. Ryan Keiss will be 28th. 29th is going to be Ken Colony. And 30th is going to be Anthony Yankello.
Last car in the lead lap is going to be the number 11 of Kelly Dahl, one of our rookies. Chris Fassini, Sean Turner, Mark Jorgensen, Glenn Hedrick, Jeff Figlin, Rod Mitten, Rod Flagg, Tommy Hall, all multiple laps down as we are actually coming to the green now. Pace car is about to pull off into the pit lane as they come to the green through the trioval.
That's right. Pace car off. The field is in the hands of Shane McEachin, Rodney Wofford on the outside. These two guys are going to try to make it happen. Here we go. Green flag back in the air here at Talladega. 58 laps in the books. Working lap number 59. Bottom lane, Shane McEachin. He's got Frank Busilia giving him some push. We've seen Frank strong all night long. That push on that bottom side is going to work again here off of turn number 2. Top 2 guys have set themselves apart. It's a battle for third side by side.
Side-by-side battle going for third there as Rodney Wofford is not getting a lot of help there from the 12 of Corey Henry. Henry now battling back as they get a big run down the backstretch, but you see right now there's a little separation between the 12 and the 7 as Shane McEachin is actually going to be able to power off this corner here with Frank Busilia hot on his tail there. You got the 51 and Jason Altman's right behind him. That bottom side is actually looking really, really strong. It's got a lot of strong cars there. You got Hooks, DeMerchant, Garitano, Keene, and Handler, all cars that we've seen up front all day long. And this top side, in order to get a run, make a run at the lead, they're going to need more cars up there, and nobody has seemed to want to go up there except for the 94 Frank Busilia as he's still running in second. Let's see what he does now. Is he going to pull up in front of the 7 Rodney Wofford? No, he's not. He's going to stay put as they go down into 3.
He's going to stay put for now as they go. Lots of time left here. 35 laps to go here at Talladega. Tons of time, plenty of time to come from the back to the front, go back to the back, and back to the front again. So as they come off down the front stretch of Tri-Oval, back to the start-finish line again, the top side still. Now it's only 3 cars, led by Wofford. You got the 12 of Corey Henry, and you also got the 41 of Ryan Pineland, the rookie, trying to make something happen. Jaberka was up there last lap, decided to came back down into that bottom side. All these guys trying to make it happen. The bottom line, though, it looked like the door was left open by Shane McEachin. Busilia was looking like he wanted to go that way, but decided not to, let off a little bit. Let him get back down on the bottom. Didn't want to cause another wreck in the front there. So good. That's a good heads-up veteran move right there, not to push the issue. As you see, McEachin, each corner, when he comes out the corner, he kind of goes to the high side a little bit. Now, is that a strategy thing, trying to cut the draft, or what's he doing there?
I actually don't think it's a strategy thing. Remember, the last 2 pit stops, he's not taking tires. So I really think that's actually starting to affect him as he's not being able to actually pull that car down off the 2s. You see he went high there again, and that actually gives Frank Busilia just that slight second to get up under him as he's going to keep sliding up off of 2 and 4. To see him, he's going to duck down here. He's going to be able to hold the bottom, but as they come off that banking, you notice that he just slides up ever so slightly as of right there. And I mean, if I would have been him the last few laps, I would have taken some tires because, I mean, he's got to be running on at least 30, 40 lap old tires at this point, and that's not what you want to be running on, especially when you're leading this race. Sorry, as we had a little bit of technical difficulties there, but
That's me pushing the wrong button.
we actually have the number 28 of Shane McEachin still leading, but the number 94 there, he is getting impatient. As from what I see, the number 94, I know Frank is one of the more patient drivers, and he's one of the more conservative drivers, but he is also a very good driver, and he knows when to make his moves. And I think he's actually getting a little impatient there with the number 28 of Shane McEachin. What do you see there, Brett?
Yeah, you'd almost say, just by looking at it, he wants to make that move, but the 28 of McEachin keeps coming down, and that's really affecting the drivers behind him. And it's got a chance for Wofford, and I believe it's the 12 as well of Henry, to really push the issue on the outside. But if that 28 of McEachin, if he gets any loose, it's going to be carnage, especially for the 94 of Frank Basilia.
Some major carnage could be happening. Is that Highline's starting to gain some traction now? As a bunch of more cars are starting to fill up the gaps there on the high side now. Yeah, it's not only Rodney Welford now. It's not only those 4 cars, Henry and Pyland and Chaburko. You got the 07 now and the 71 of Christian Peterson trying to get their way up there. So if those guys can get up there, they can give that high ground some much needed help. You might see some of these guys starting to swap positions here for the lead as we're winding down the laps here. Under 30 laps now, 29 laps to go here at Talladega. Just as I say, the Highline's starting to gain some ground. A couple of the guys in the back start to drop back down here. So these 4 guys up top, they're doing a heck of a job to maintain the positions that they are with only 4 cars. So give them a lot of credit. Or it could be as they making a push for the lead here as Wofford gets a real good run into turn number 1. Not going to be enough to clear Shane McEachin, but that could be a product of the worn tires on Shane's car also, could it not?
It definitely could be a product of that, but as you can see, the only concern I have with the Highline right now is that they're pushing so hard. I know Corey Henry's temperatures have got to be screaming in the red, and the heat issue is going to come into effect here. I mean, I know we're not running a particularly hot race tonight, but it is enough to where it will affect these cars. And if you don't give that car enough air, we've seen it in the past that somebody won't give enough air and they're pushing in that last little stint and they'll just blow their engine out of nowhere, even if it's just started blinking. We got 07 of Derek Walker. He's getting a little bit out of shape there going into the corner. It looks like he actually came down on the number 8 of Dana Osborne there going into 1, and the 07 is going to be going backwards again after working his way back up there, and that's very unfortunate for him.
Yeah, he's worked his way back up into the top 15, and now with that, he's going to actually lose the draft now and be totally out of this unless we can get another, well, in his case, if he can get another caution here, then he'll be okay and be able to catch it back up to the field. But for the time being, a little swapping around going for that top side there. Corey Henry actually got pushed up to the outside. They went 3 wide for a second there as Pyland took the inside route on the middle lane, and now it's just him and Wofford now on the top side. As the bottom side has got a 10-car train here, and the separation on the top is definitely going to help as Pyland actually find some room to get in front of Chaburko. So now it's a one-car train on the top side trying to make something happen. The only thing that's going to keep him somewhat remotely up there is the side draft, and so far it's keeping him up around that 5th position, but that's not going to last too much longer.
You definitely need to be on the bottom side at this stage of the race, and unless you've got someone pushing that's really committed to pushing you, it just doesn't seem like that top line is going to work. But we see the number 41 of Ryan Pyland up into 8th being pushed by Brandon Chaburko in number 3, and then you got the number 12 of Corey Henry rounding out the top 10, and then you got the 96 of Corey Keane and Chad Keane and Christian Peterson in the 71, who has absolutely gone high, wide and handsome, and he's trying to make a move on the outside.
He's trying to make the move on the outside, but all by himself right now. Able to get around the 96, but that's not going to happen here. Single file now, the top 6 guys are side by side. Wofford's slowly falling back now into the 8th place. Chaburko, he's going to try to get around him here. Is now one guy, it looks like 51 tried to duck out a little bit. I don't know if that was just to get air to see if anyone would come with him, but right now nobody's coming with him. That bottom side, almost 15, 16 cars. And we got trouble just a little bit further back. Looked like the around the 54 car. 64, sorry, Alex Helmer got a little bit loose there, a little bit of help, a little bit of bumper touch in there, and able to correct it. Looks like he'll be able to hang on to the draft here as the high line trying to make something happen here as the 12 of Corey Henry jumps back out to that high side, and here comes the 71 of Christian Peterson trying to help. He decides to go back in line. So some of these guys want to try to make it happen, but they're just so nervous they don't want to lose all those positions if they can help it.
Yeah, they really don't want to take a chance of losing any positions. I'm really impressed by the 7 of Ronnie Walford. I still don't know how he's been able to hold at that position up there and stay competitive. He has been running up there all by himself, but it just goes to show how that side draft plays such a big part. And the draft in general, we actually see these 4 cars run at the tail end of this pack, the 78, the 8, the 85, and the 64. They were about 2.5 seconds back, about 5 laps before this, and they have actually been able to work their way all the way back up by staying single file and letting these guys just run 2 by 2 by 2 here and just making runs. And it just goes to show, if you stay single file, you can make some headway through here, but that has to be consistent. You can't be running 2 by 2, as we actually see this happening now. The 7 of Ronnie Walford is going to have help from number 41 of Christian Peterson, and right behind him, the number 3 of Brandon Chaburko is going to be helping him. He's going to bring a pack on the outside, going down the backstretch into 3. Rodney Walford has a huge run from the number 41 of Rodney Pilot down into 3, and they're coming down into 4.
Yes, they are. Monkey see, monkey do. You get a couple guys that go out there, and a couple more follow you. So a good thing for Wofford. He gets a little bit of help, at least for the time being right now. The rookie decides to come out there, give him a hand. Chaburko, we know he likes to run the high side. He does it all the time. He's out there. He's actually looking to make it 3 wide right now, or just ducking out to get some air. Wofford still with a decent run right now. He's made it up back into that second spot, at least a battle for that for the time being. Bucilia, he's still giving that push to McKeach, and as they go down the back straightaway, but Wofford still with a big run as they head back to 3.
Yeah, lap cars. There's 2 lap cars who have just gone right up to the top of the racetrack. It's going to be interesting to see how the guys in the middle part, as the 7 of Warford and the 41 of Pilot, how they handle this, as they're going to go 3 wide down the main straightaway as they come across the start-finish line. And Warford just trying everything he can to try and get that number 7 to the front. But Pilot just sitting in behind him right now, just sitting comfortable, and just trying to be patient.
Wow, and some craziness going back there with the lap cars getting involved, the 24 and the 10, having to go down to the middle, back up to the top, all over the place here just to avoid it. The leaders still able to separate themselves away a little bit of a gap after that 10th spot there. That'll surely close here in the next couple laps or so, but that top side again, it was 5 or 6 cars just a moment ago. 2 laps later, now it's back down to 2, and here's Pilot really getting right up on the door of that 98 of Greg Hooks, trying to get some side draft, trying to get anything he possibly can to get himself and Wofford back up to the front right there, sitting side by side for 4th. Here they come with another run, getting back up to that 3rd spot.
Yeah, they're getting a good run there, but again, they're going to need a lot more cars. They're going to need at least the 2 or the 3 to jump up there with them. As you see down the backstretch they go, Praise Resilience go. Oh, we got trouble. Oh, the number 12 of Corey Henry. He got really loose coming out. I think it was, no, he actually got a little bit of help there. He came up out. Yeah, he was coming down out of 2. He lost traction up there. He just got really, really tight and hit the wall and collected the number 71 of Christian Peterson. Peterson actually followed him. I guess he got a little bit of, followed him up right into the wall too. He got involved with that, and it was history from there.
There's some trouble here late in going. Surely they were able to keep it straight. We stay green. Obviously losing the draft right there without a caution. Those guys are in big trouble. So Corey Henry was being up front most of this race. Had a good chance to get a good finish. That has pretty much been tossed out the window right now. Top 5 guys now are away from that outside lane. They're single file. Wofford all by himself. Looks like Chaburgo's going to come out. He chooses wisely. Stays down in that bottom lane. Now it looks like Wofford really losing the momentum. Not able to get the side draft going either. He's fallen all the way back to about the 7th spot right now. So tough break for Wofford. Still, I'll tell you what, I'll give that guy some credit for that outside line. He's out there lap after lap after lap by himself without help, and he is able to, you see most guys literally just fall straight to the back. Not this guy. He's actually making up ground right now down the back straightaway, all the way back up to that 4th spot. So Wofford, a huge shout out for him. What's some awesome driving right there.
He's doing it all by himself too in that number 7. Now he's got a chance to go to the bottom. And hello, he's going to take it. So it's taken him about 15 to 20 laps to get from the top to the bottom. But now he's sitting back there in 4th spot, I believe it is. And man, he got a run all by himself on that outside, just using that side draft with a 47.517. So that's 2/10 quicker than any of the other guys in that last lap.
Yeah, it's just amazing the amount of side draft he was able to get right there. You don't see that too often, but I'll tell you what. And now he's still looking up to the outside like he's going to do it again all by himself. He's going to win this. He's going to win this thing by himself on that outside. As Chaburgo now a few cars back tries to make the high side work. Pylan looks like he might try to help. Oh, we have caution on the speedway. There's some trouble.
Yeah, we have caution on the speedway. I'm trying to find it. It's the number 26 of Rod Flag, actually, I believe. I'm hearing from race control. Did you see anything they did? Because I'm looking at it and I don't think he did it. What did you guys see?
Yeah, I just seen the wasn't the 26. I apologise to Rod Blake for that one. I see him out of the pits and with a bent race car.
Yeah, we're getting a word from race control. It was the 02 of Mitchell Reeves. We're trying to pull up the replay right now. Yeah, apparently he hit the wall. Oh, no. It was actually, I'm going a little further up. It was the number 12 of Corey Henry. Corey Henry was actually spinning off the track. It looks like he came up, just got into the, no. Okay, now I got my story straight, guys. I am so sorry for this. The 83 of Ramon Evans hit the wall coming out of 2 there, got into the marbles, got the car really tight, hit the outside retaining wall, and from there Corey Henry plowed into him, and that's what caused the caution down the backstretch.
Bit of scrambles from everybody there.
Pit road is open. Leaders are back down on the pit road. We apologize for that replay, too. Just trying to find. Shane McEachin, the leader, only took right side tires again. So those left side tires are really getting a workout by that 28 car. As everybody else looks like getting 4 tires, maybe a couple other guys getting 2. With Shane McEachin showing the way again on pit road. He's going to beat everybody off by a country mile.
One car stayed out there to 700 Christian Peterson. I'm not sure if he's actually on the lead lap as well. So we'll send it to back down to Andy one more time.
Well, we're under caution again. We're going to take a short break. Let iRacing get everybody racked up where they're supposed to be. And we'll be back right after this. You're watching the Starsville in Alabama 250 right here on LSRTV.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
We're back here at Talladega Super Speedway as you're watching a replay of what happened right there. The 12 of Corey Henry having some issues getting up into the track, getting up into the wall, spinning out, having a lot of cars trying to dodge him right there. So that is the reason for the caution this time around. Field, though, is on the back straightaway, double filed, loaded up, ready to get this thing back under racing. When we get the green flag, we're actually going to have 11 laps left to go here. So this one's winding down in a hurry. A little bit of pit strategy there. The 71 of Christian Peterson decided to stay out under this caution. Shane McEachin, who's going to start just to his outside there in the second spot, he took 2 tires again. So a little different strategy for him. And then some other guys behind him deciding to take the few. Taking the 4 in fuel that time again. We're getting set to get this thing back underway. Like I said, 11 laps to go when they take the green flag. This time by pace car is leading the field off of turn number 4. Looking to head down pit road, hopefully for the final time here tonight. As it makes its way down now, Christian Peterson has the field in tow. And he is looking for that green flag, and he has it. Green flag is back in the air, and we're racing again at Talladega. 11 laps left to go here tonight.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Peterson did not get a good jump. That outside got a great jump. It's 28 of Shane McEachin. Going to automatically come down and retake that lead really, really quick. But now the 42 helped him get there, has no help, as the only help he's got is a 94 of Frank Busilia. And that's going to be it, as no other cars are going to be going to the outside right now. Shane McEachin back to the lead, and I still don't know about that call from Christian Peterson. Yes, it was a good idea to, at the time, probably to risk it and take fuel, but I don't know about the call. Brett, what do you think?
Yeah, only time's going to tell. It was a very risky move. Peterson, he's now going to go to the outside, and he's going to ask to be pushed by the Merchant. Looks like they are, just kidding, where they are, teammates as well, so they will be pushing each other to the front as the Merchant and Peterson are going to look to go to the front. But yeah, it's a risky call. We're going to, I'm sure we're going to find out over the next sort of 10 laps.
That we are, as the leaders now, top 4 have separated themselves from that high side. The bottom lane, though, was just left open. They were taking a peek right there. The 51 was taking a peek to the inside. Chose wisely of it here in the late going, not to make that risky move that at this point. I'm sure give it another few laps, I'm sure he will make that. As the field start actually get jumbled up on the high side.
Almost 4 wide.
4 wide down on the front straightaway.
Yeah, 4 wide down. It's a 98 of Greg Hook stuck his car down there and just set the Merchant off, and he got a bunch of help. He got a big push from Brandon Chaburko in that 3 car. That was a very risky move, as that could have had big implications, and the Wicked Auto Sports guys are just going backwards. Peterson and the Merchant just got left out to dry when Hooks decided to make that move. And here comes the 41. This is the people we've been waiting to see. 41 and the 3, the Chicken Wing Motorsports cars. They're the ones we want to watch out for. Is they're going to be able to make a late run in here, and they got the big city car of not the 98.
Trouble.
Oh, we got trouble! Trouble, Jackie!
Paul Servant is involved.
Back up on the track. Oh, he collects a bunch of cars. Caution's out.
Wow, that just started right there with guys running out of real estate. We've seen a lot of loose conditions, it seems, right now, and maybe that's because of the warm track as we're watching a replay here coming off at turn number 4. Just a product, he was there, hole was open, the 85 went to take the hole. The driver on the high side just decided to come back down, and Paul Servant could do nothing right there. Cars around, cars back up into the track, and again, big damage to a lot of cars. Seth the Merchant actually involved in that one also. His car looks really destroyed. So a big time wreck here late in the going. Hopefully we should be able to get another restart here after they clean this thing up. But we're closing in on the final laps. I doubt we'll see anyone on pit road this time.
Yeah, this is going to make it really, really interesting because this is going to be pretty much the last restart of the whole race. And man, Brett, I'm really excited for this last restart. I mean, you got some pretty big hitters up there at the front, and it's really unfortunate that happened to Seth the Merchant. And I just noticed our picks from earlier were pretty much done, other than I guess yeah, our picks are gone. Basilia is the only pick left.
Wow, maybe I'm good luck this week.
Yeah, but don't forget, I think Seth the Merchant, he's still got that one quick repair as well. He hasn't used it all night, remember? So he could get a new car.
He might need it too after that one. That was hopefully they can do that and he can stay on the lead lap here. As the field now comes across the stripe, that time it was going to put 88 up on the board. 87 are complete. So 7 laps remaining here tonight. 250 miles, guys, and it comes down to the final 15 or so miles to decide who's going to come out on top here in race number 4 of this early part of the season here for the iSuperspeedway.com racing series. What an awesome job by all these guys. Some great racing we've seen all night long. Some 3 wide, some 2 wide, some good pushes to the lead. We've seen Wofford on that high side pretty much all night long. He's going to find himself pretty close to the front here. It looks like when this thing gets back going to
I want to change my pick, Andy.
Oh, you're changing now?
Yeah, I need to change my pick now. I mean, I think we deserve a mulligan in this case.
Oh, boy.
But no mulligans. Okay, but no mulligans in racing. There's no mulligans in racing. But no, these guys have done a really good job. I'm very impressed with the race they have put on so far, and yeah, we need these guys to hit pace car at least one time. What do you think, Brett?
Well, I mean, there's 2 names that I could think of that guys hitting pace cars. One, Pablo Montoya and Sammy Swindell as well. So those guys certainly know how to get it done. But hey, if they want to hit a pace car, I'm all down for it.
Yeah, that was a jet dryer they hit, according to Andy here.
I think he hit a jet dryer on at Daytona, wasn't it? Wasn't that Montoya?
Yeah, yep, that was Montoya that hit jet dryer. That was interesting, but I don't think they can hit jet dryers on iRacing, but if they can make that update for us, please, that'd be very, very cool.
Oh, it'd be awesome. It'd be nice if we could at least touch the pace car, but they don't allow us to wreck the pace car either, so.
Nah, but it would be very interesting. But so far we got these last few laps coming down. I believe they're going to have about 5 or 4 laps to go when they go green here. Andy, what are you expecting here from these last 4 laps?
It's no holes barred at this point. You gotta pick. Hopefully, you're starting on that bottom line. Personally, if you're on the bottom side on the first 2, 3, 4 rows, you probably got a really good chance at this. We've seen Basilia make that power move to win the race last week, where he was actually second and kind of jumped up in front of those guys and got that push right when he needed it. It put him out to the front. So it's going to take a move like that, a bold move here in the late going. You just can't wait too long. And at least at Talladega, coming off of turn 4, you get that extra yardage to use since the start-finish line's at the end of pit road. So it makes it a little bit more interesting when you're coming down to the trioval, because we've seen it get 4 or 5 wide through that trioval at the end of the race. So we'll see what happens here tonight, but I'm expecting something similar to that, if not the same, because it's going to get pretty exciting.
And Brett, I just noticed something. We have actually 26 cars still on the lead lap. How is this gonna come into effect here in the last little stint?
I think Andy said it before. It's going to be no holds barred, and that's what you expect in the last 4 laps. We've seen a green white checker to finish the race last time, ended under caution. Hopefully, we don't see the same thing and we finish under green this time. But with guys doing everything they can, and they're going to be using all the racetrack to try and get that win, try and get that first position. They want to be the first car across the finish line. It is no holds barred. It's every man for himself right now. And we go back to I go back to talking about friends you made early on in the race. If you've got that guy behind you, say, hey, how about you return the favour, and we can all party later on together, have some beers and whatnot. But it's no holds barred. Every man for himself at the moment.
You got that right. Teammates or not, you throw it all out the window now. You hope you get a push from somebody, but that guy that's giving you the push has a different idea in his head too, and that's to get to victory lane also here. 5 laps to go here, 4 to go this time by. It looks like we'll probably have 3 laps to go when they finally take the green flag, so a couple more laps of pacing. Right now, Shane McEachin, he is your race leader. Rodney Walford will restart second. Third is the 51, what's his last name? Of Jason Altman's, and the 41 of Ryan Pylan's going to restart 4th, and the 94 of Frank Basilia is going to be on that bottom side in that 5th spot. So it's going to be a pretty good mix. I expect to see a lot of these guys like Brandon Chaburko. He's actually going to restart on the outside. He's going to be a guy you're going to see probably try to make this high side work. Pylan, he's been very good on the outside. So it's going to be fun to see which line actually ends up prevailing here when this thing's all said and done. But we get guys mixed up all over the place, and it's going to be pretty exciting to see as we go on. But we'll take this moment just to remind everybody, coming up on LSRTV this week, coming up we get Monday nights, the first race of the chase for the Ron Mercer Full Throttle Cup Series for RSR. So Chicagoland Speedway, that's going to be exciting to watch too. So we'll make sure you tune in for that. That's Monday night. Right here on LSRTV. So a lot of big things coming, of course, next Friday night again, the doubleheader here for the iSuper Speedway Series.com racing series and the Rod Car Truck Tour. So lots of exciting things week in and week out all the time happening right here on LSRTV. But the field now, guys, this is it. Gotta pull the belts really tight. It's going to be a wild one. The field's getting stacked up now. When we take the green, 3 laps are going to be left on the board.
So does that mean you're still picking Frank Basilia for this one?
I haven't changed mine, but I'm telling you, I feel bad. I just have this bad feeling something's going to happen to the poor guy.
I actually have that bad feeling too. I'm actually thinking that we might see somebody from maybe that's not even in the top 10 come away with a win tonight, because the way they've been driving, you think we've seen them aggressive right now? Wait till they've only got 3 laps to go here coming up. Brett, do you think anything similar could happen like that?
You know what? I'm going to change my pick. As much as I want the Merchant to win, I reckon it's going to be the 7 of Wofford. We know how fast he is on the outside. We know he's been able to pass guys on the outside by himself. He's starting on the front row on the outside. If he gets to jump over the 28, it could be all over for everybody else. I reckon the 7 has got a very, very good chance of winning this one here tonight.
Yeah, before we go back green, I'm actually going to make an underdog pick. I'm going to go bet the field's going to wreck up front, and I'm going to pick the number 24, Josh Hanner.
Well, there you go. Pace car's off. Now it's only time to get it done here. Shane McEachin leads the field now back to the start-finish line. Green flag is back in the air. I'm waiting for it. There it is. We're all racing. A little bit of sideways action.
Oh, they're wrecking!
Trouble. Spin. Everybody's going around. Caution is out, and I think the 7 car might have nosed out Shane McKeechin. We'll have to see how the scoring loop goes out. It looks like the 7 car is going to win this thing.
The 7 of Rodney Wofford at the final scoring loop was actually ahead of the 28, and Rodney Wofford is going to come away with this win. How about that? But that all started when the number 8 of Dana Osborne, he got wheel spin, a wicked wheel spin. That was probably one of the worst wheel spins I've seen it to date in this series. It looked like he actually, no, it wasn't wheel spin at all. He just jumped and got into the back of Frank Basilia and overcorrected and couldn't get back the car at all.
Yeah, he just could not gain control of that car, and that was all she wrote. A little bit of help, little punch, little push, and people trying to get around him, and that was it. Unfortunately, we're going to end this one under caution here tonight, guys, but we saw some great racing. I mean, we were getting everybody all pumped up for this amazing finish, and that was it right there from the start-finish line to turn number 1. That was our amazing finish, and it wasn't the guy that was leading at the start-finish line either. Rodney Wofford got the jump and ended up with in the right spot for the scoring loop when that caution flag finally fell, and he's going to get himself a win here tonight. And Rodney well deserving, drove a heck of a race right there, as the field's still trying to come. I don't know if they're trying to catch the pace car or the pace car is trying to catch them, but Rodney Wofford did a great job. They did. They caught the pace car here off of turn number 4. They're going to get the white flag this time by. I don't think Shane McKeechin's very happy with that, but yeah, it's gonna be a wild one tonight for Wofford and his crew.
Yeah, I'd like to point out, Brett, you made the right call there by picking Rodney Wofford, but I'd just also like to point out my pick, Josh Hanner, right there at the end, picked up 5 spots in that short amount of time we were green. So just goes to show you never know what can happen on the last lap. And I called the wreck, and I apologize to the guys who got into the wreck, but that's racing at Talladega, I guess.
Back to the old commentator's curse we go, eh? But not for Rodney Wofford. The number 7, I told you before that last restart, he could be a threat. And hey, turn 1, as soon as the yellow come out, it was all she wrote. And I tell you what, it's going to be a party in pit lane, in victory lane for that team right now.
Oh yes, it is. But how about I give a good shout out here to Ryan Pilon, coming home 3rd here tonight. So good job by him. Also ran a great race all race long. So, man, I would hate to be in the. Shane McKeechin has probably got to be one of. I don't know if he. We'll find out when we interview him, but I'm pretty sure. I know I'd be upset with that. Leading to the stripe there on the final restart. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We got some guys with some major damage trying to just make it around, limp around to the finish here tonight. It's been that kind of race. Some heavy damage.
Yeah, it's definitely got some heavy damage, but right now we got the white flag. Rodney Wofford is taking his victory lap around, and I'd like to point out that despite Rodney Wofford only leading 8 laps, he coming away with the win, started 2nd. Now the top 5 from there, respectively, Shane McKeechin finished 2nd, started 25th. Ryan Pilon finished 3rd, started 26th. And Jason Altman finished 4th and only started 16th. And rounding out the top 5, Greg Hooks ended up 5th, started 22nd. So that's just super speedway racing and showing how the draft can affect the finish.
Yes, it is, absolutely. And it shows your track position means everything when it comes down to the end. Well, Rodney Wofford, he's going to be our champion for this race. Race number 4 of this iSuperspeedway.com Racing Series race. The stars fell on the Alabama 250. Race winner is Rodney Wofford, and we will talk to him and the other podium finishers when we come back right after this.
Trucking has always been a part of me. It started years ago when my dad and granddad were hauling vegetables to market in Liverpool. The family immigrated to Canada in the late 60s and settled near Alliston, Ontario. I bought my first truck in 1982 and Mercer Trucking was born. Today, Mercer Trucking has over 50 trucks in terminals in Toronto and Los Angeles. Our storage facilities at both terminals can handle any size of distribution needs throughout North America. We service the continental U.S., including Hawaii and Alaska. We run over 120,000 miles per month and some of the best equipment on the road today. We specialize in less than truckload shipments, show freight, we do rush team service deliveries, and haul your refrigerated or heated product. Our regular team service from Canada to California is second to none, and our staff and drivers are among the best in the business. I'm proud of our people and what they can achieve. Trucking is in my blood, it's my livelihood, and it's what I do best.
Welcome back, everybody, to Talladega Super Speedway. We just concluded the Stars Fell on Alabama 250 for the iSuperspeedway.com Racing Series. Race number 4 of 13, and I believe that Jared is caught up with our third-place finisher.
Yeah, I'm down here with the third place finisher, Ryan Pilot. And Ryan, that was a crazy race there, crazy finish. Tell us what you saw there coming on those last 30 laps.
I don't know really. It was just with the new dynamic track and everything like that, the cars are just washing up on corner entry and corner exit. So either you had to ride the brake a little bit to stay on the bottom or barely lift and crack the throttle to keep the car down to keep from pushing up. As soon as we pushed up, either you got passed on the low side or we end up having those chain reactions. I mean, it was wild. It was different. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, we really noticed that. Was the car a lot harder to control than normal? I mean, it seemed now with the washing up. I mean, was it harder to stay down the bottom of the track on the high side of the track, even and get off the corner, or was it more difficult on the entry?
On the bottom, it was the exit, and then definitely on the high side, it was the entry. If you just didn't pay attention for a second, you're going to slide up to the wall. If not, go ahead and get up into it. I think I even
Well,
caught
I
it
mean,
at one point.
Well, I mean, you were making it look easy there, and you ran a really good race there. I was very impressed with your run. Tell me a little bit about the whole overall run you guys had today, and what you can expect with this new dynamic track.
Well, I think it's I've done pretty much the same except for last week where I didn't have too good of a week and ended up finishing I think close to last just because of circumstances. But with the new dynamic track, I can't wait to see how Daytona does. I mean, it's a I don't know. It feels like a way smaller track than it actually is. So if the cars do anything like they do now with the dynamic track, I think it's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be a lot of give and take out there, or a whole bunch of taking.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. But sponsors and shout outs before we let you go here. Who makes it happen for you?
Oh, well, the same guys as usual. Everybody back at the shop. Like to thank Chubbs and them for working with me a little bit that we did once we finally got up there towards the end of the race. Hate that it ended under yellow. I'd like to have seen what had happened. Of course, Rod for putting on the show for us and y'all broadcasting.
Well, we thank you as always. You've done a great show for us, and good luck to you next week, sir.
All right, thank you.
That's the number 41 of Ryan Bellin, and right next to him here, I've caught up with the number $28 General Camry of Shane McEachin. And Shane, you had a really good race there. I thought you had it there coming down to the end. What are your thoughts and feelings on that one?
Yeah, it sucks to lose one like that, but we also won one like that. We got away with one earlier in the year, and hate to lose it, but it's good to see Rodney get it. He had some misfortune on the race, that we prevailed on earlier this season.
But
so we'll take P2, but we wanted to win it.
I understand. It's a horrible feeling when that happens, or like any time in the race. But we noticed that when you were leading the race there, you started washing up the track a lot. Was the car just a handful when you were leading, or was it more difficult when you were back in the pack?
We had more trouble because we took 2 tires to gain track position, and the only way that worked is we had Frank and Jace and then Brandon and a bunch of those guys that were working with us to help keep us up there, rather than if they got ready, all they had to do was just dive under because we were pushing up. But the end game was for us all to stay together and pit there at the end and then race it out. But the cautions fell, and that's what decided to race.
You mentioned the tire situation being a big factor. Tell us how that played in with the dynamic tracks and what it means moving forward into Daytona next week.
I don't know if it was the dynamic track as much as it may have been I know the tire wear, even on the end of a run, the right side tire, the outside would still be 100%. So it may be a combination of something with the setup and, the dynamic track. I just know it. You had to have tires, or else you were just going to push up. And if you were on the outside in the second lane trying to race, if you weren't careful, you'd push up into the wall.
Well, you were making it look easy out there. We saw you do tires quite a few times, and we think you ran a great race overall. Just came up a bit short there with that last caution. But Shane, sponsors and shout outs as always. Who makes it happen for you?
Yeah, teammates, and want to give a shout out to the truck race also. It was a tribute race, I believe, to Mr. Haggerty, and give a shout out to them and LSR and Rod.
Well, I thank you. That was my grandfather who passed away earlier this year, and I thank you for honoring him in that race. But we look forward to seeing you next week, and continuing to look forward to seeing you throughout the season.
Thank you, man.
That is the number $28 General Camry of Shane McEachin. And Andy, I believe you have caught up with our winner. How's it looking in victory lane there?
It's a little wild and a little wet, I would say, but I got Rodney Wofford right here. Rodney, I don't know, did you steal one right there on that last restart?
Yeah, I'd definitely say that was a stolen one right there. I just happened to catch the green just right, and I believe Shane might have spun his tires right there in second, and we got a lucky yellow with the nose out front.
Yeah, it came out good. I mean, we talked about you all race long there on the high side. You liked the high side. You were up there all race. It just seemed at times you'd get some help. At other times, everybody would just kind of fall back on that bottom side. But we saw a lot there towards the end. By yourself, you were actually able to gain positions on the outside without any help. That side draft came into a play pretty nicely for you here tonight.
Yeah, I was working it pretty hard there. There at the last end of the race, I was with Corey Henry there. He was helping me a lot. And I mean, we were working it. And I just could never get clear. And finally, he ended up pushing up to the wall. And, you know, just like you said, I was side drafted as much as I could to keep as much position as I could. And ended up where I was. And got P1 here.
Yeah, I got P1, and now you can celebrate all night long and all till next week until we get to do it all over again. Now, we talked to a couple of the guys already. They said that the tire wear came into effect a lot here, and actually the dynamic track with the longer race, the heat that was built up more than maybe the rubber laid down on the surface, but more of maybe the heat kind of affected the way these cars handled through the corners.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Our weather and with the dynamic played a huge role, and I think that was one of them that I couldn't really make that outside completely clear whenever I was there. Maybe I just needed to do a better job at it, but it was definitely, tires were wearing, it was pushing. I think cars pushed off at turn 2 and got the wall a couple times. It definitely was heating up and getting real tight on us.
Yeah, I think, this is my opinion from what I see from the view I always see at these races, but I think the plate racing's actually gotten a lot better with this build. I know it's only been maybe a couple of races for you guys. Some guys maybe only one. I've seen a few this week, and it just seemed from my aspect of it that before you could run a 100-lap race without even changing tires and not lose speed and not lose grip and not any of that. But we saw here tonight how big of a role it actually played. And when you come to these pit stops, whether it's a green flag stop or under caution, you really need to take tires, because we saw even Shane take 2 tires the last 2 pit stops. I believe he took the 2 right side tires, and it played a big difference for him on his corner exit. He was actually pushing up a little bit there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The tires, I was grabbing 4 every chance I could. I think I might have taken 2 because I slid into the box and got to the left too far. The tires, it played a huge role. I could tell that they were, getting tight and pushing, and which ones got 2. But my 4 tires, it made a huge difference. 2 laps of green, I'm going in and getting 4 tires. That's how important they were tonight.
Well, that's good to see, because it used to not be important when you came to these plate tracks. Well, you got yourself the win, basically qualifying yourself for this the championship here. Obviously, whenever you come to the racetrack, you always want to go for the wins, but to get it out of the way early in the season, it's got to be pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, it's awesome. This is a real special trophy here. I've got the Daytona 500, which is a real nice, unique. It's set on a championship, but this one right here, this puts some icing on the cake for sure tonight.
Well, there you go. Congratulations. Celebrate it up. Enjoy it for a whole other week. Then we get to do this all again. Anybody you want to thank for tonight's win?
First off, got to thank you, Andy. Thank everyone here at the booth. I got to thank Rod for him keeping iSuper Speedway alive. I got to thank everybody down there that was helping, pushing. I got to say Piling on the start, Henry, Hanner. I got to thank Derek Walker, man. He helped me out tonight. He showed me his teeth, and that's about it.
All right. I think he said showed your teeth, but all right. Anyway, congratulations on the win. Have fun this week, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you, guys.
There you have it. Winner of the race here tonight. Did he say show him teeth?
I think he did. I was really confused by that.
That was quite interesting. I liked it. Well, it made it on the TV. How about that? So anyway,
it did make it onto TV. But I mean, Andy, I really liked this build better. I mean, I really thought this race had a lot better aspect of making it more realistic in the sense of getting tires when you need it, because it really showed tonight that in order to make headway through here, you had to get tires, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's the best part of this, and I think it's probably the best direction as far as super speedway racing that iRacing has made in a long time. I know they've tried some different aero packages and things like that in the most recent past, but I really think this track dynamic and the tires, and I think they hit a pretty good thing here with the super speedways, and quite honestly, if this is anything to tell what we're going to see in the next coming weeks here for the iSuperspeedway.com racing series, I think this is going to be an exciting series to watch here down the stretch and going into the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. Now Rodney Walford has secured his spot into the playoffs along with Jason Altman's, and I can't remember, I wasn't here last week, so I don't know. I apologize for not knowing who won last week, but those three have locked themselves into the chase this far, and I mean, this has turned out to be a really good season. I cannot wait to see Talladega on these new dynamic tracks because, I mean, you thought they were racing crazy here? Yeah, sorry, Daytona. They're racing on Daytona, but you got to remember at Daytona you got a lot more narrow track and not much more room to work. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and at Daytona, handling comes more into play also, so that's going to be really interesting, especially if they put it out the daytime track at Daytona and they get that weather nice and hot, and it's going to be interesting, but it's going to be fun nonetheless. But so race number 4 in the books. The stars fell on an Alabama 250. Your winner here tonight, Rodney Walford. Quick rundown of the finishing order. Rodney Walford, of course, with the win. Shane McEachin came home second. Ryan Pilon was third. Fourth went to Jay Riot, and I said that on purpose. Craig Hooks finished fifth. Frank Busilia finished as sixth. Seventh went to Brandon Chaburko. Josh Hanner finished eighth. Ninth went to Christian Peterson, and 10th went to Ryan Keiss.
11th would be the O2, Mitchell Reeves. Matt Quick finished 12th in number 89. 13th went to Jason Anderson. 14th, Seth the Merchant. Wow, he worked his way back up there. 15th went to Larry Camp. Ray Rittenauer the second, 16th. Alex Handler, 17th. Derek Walker, 19th. Rounding out your top 20 was Tony Finn in number 78.
21st position went to the 8 of Dana Osborne. Anthony Ankillo finished 22nd. 23rd went to the 82 of Dan Harrington. Ramon Evans finished 24th. 25th went to the 12 of Corey Henry. Chad Keen finished 26th. Eugene Vernon finished 27th. 28th went to Paul Servant. And Kent Connolly in the 088 finished 29th. And 30th went to the 2 of Donnie Giarratano.
Rounding out the remainder of the field, 31st, Kelly Dahl, Chris Bassini, 32nd, Sean Turner, 33rd, Rod Flagg, 34th, Mark Jorgensen Jr., 35th, Glenn Hedrick, 36th, Jeff Figlin, 37th, Rob Mitten, 38th, and finishing last on the field was number 4, Tommy Hall. Unfortunately, 61 laps down, taken out in that early wreck, but we're ready for Daytona next week. We got a reboot here, and we're going to get ready for another doubleheader.
That's right. 1 week from now, next Friday night, right here on LSRTV, we will have another doubleheader here from the iSuperspeedway.com racing series and the Rod Car Truck Tour. Well, 250 miles are in the books. Race number 4 is in the books. The stars fell on Alabama 250 is over. And
that was a long race.
And it was. And Rodney Walford is your winner for Brett Wheeler and Jared. I know this, Jared Haggerty and Laura Lawson in the booth. I'm Andy Kessler. We want to thank all of you for tuning in here tonight for LSR TV's coverage of the iSuperspeedway.com racing series. So long, everybody.